Hello, my name is Selma and I'm an undergrad student here at HPU, which is located here in Hawaii. One of the courses I'm taking here is CSCI 1061, and for my final video I'm going to show you something we learned under the topic formulas, and more specifically relative and absolute cell references. What I'm going to go through today is what's the difference between the relative and absolute references, why this is a useful tool in Excel, and some error messages or incorrect formulas that might occur. So the difference between the relative and the absolute is which cells you are referring to and what happens when the values of those cell references changes. Let's jump right into relative cell references. So we have the products of chicken empanadas, and we have the price of each item here and the quantity here. So if we want to calculate how much each item will cost, we just put enter, and then we click the price of the item multiplied by the quantity, and we press enter. Now, for the rest of the items, we can click the cell and use the fill handle to drag it all the way down, and they are automatically calculated. The program understands that we want to copy our formula to the next row, which is our price multiplied by the quantity, which is the two cells left of where we want the total amount. This is useful because we are able to calculate each row with the exact same formula instead of copying everything by hand. Now, let's jump right into absolute cell references. So, if we would want to know the sales tax of the price, we can easily find that out by putting the equal sign, and we press the cell, and then multiplied by 15%. And in order to lock this cell, we need to put a dollar sign in front of the 1, and also in front of the E. Now this cell is locked and we can press enter, and then we have our answer. Now we use the fill handle to drag it all the way down so that we can see, if we click the cell, that they are all multiplied by the same cell where 15% is. Now if we want the total amount of the price, we can put the equal sign, and then we need to put the parentheses and the price of the item multiplied by the quantity and close the parentheses, and then we can add the sale tax, and we can see that we have the answer here. Now we can use the fill handle to drag it all the way down, and then we have the results for all the other items. If the value of the locked cell were to change, for example 10%, if we press enter, we can see that the numbers are automatically changed. Sometimes we can receive an error message which will occur when we're not using the dollar sign correctly. If we were to use the dollar sign incorrectly, we would type something like this. We put the equal sign and the price of the chicken breast multiplied by the 15% and press enter, and you see we have the same result. But when we use the fill handle to drag it all the way down, we see that we get weird values for all the other items. This is because the program thinks that we are using relative cell references because we have not used the dollar sign to lock the 15%. So as you can see, it changes the cells that it's multiplying with. If we insert the dollar sign before the E and also before the 1, and we use the fill handle to click and drag it all the way down, we see that our calculations are correct. To summarize, I have covered the difference between the relative and absolute cell references, and what happens when the value of a certain cell changes and when we have locked it, and also the errors when using the dollar sign incorrectly. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you learned something new. Goodbye!